Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's IMPiLO Thursday. As you know, we have an IMPiLO Zoom every last Thursday of the month. Today being the last Thursday, we decided today we're going to talk about our latest baby, the Purely Greens product. It's an amazing, awesome product. I'm on it. It's great. My son's also on it. He just doesn't know he's eating vegetables all of a sudden. And that's exactly why I love the product, because I can get my boy to have his vegetables without him even knowing. So there's tip number one. So write it down. Okay, guys, my name's Nick. I'm coming to you from Johannesburg in South Africa, and I've got co-hosting with me tonight Cheryl Nic from Cape Town. She sent us the cold weather. She's nice and warm there. I'm always excited to have a call with Cheryl. So Cheryl, welcome to the call. I'm going to start off, and then we can carry on. So as you know, we're going to talk about the Purely Greens, and who better than Cheryl? Cheryl's got she's got titles behind her as long as a kilometer. She's very, very astute. She knows what she's talking about. I'm not even going to tell you what she's a professional at. She's just a professional at everything. So, and Cheryl's she's a brand partner. She's with the Israeli team, and we are super, super excited to have her with us here tonight. Before I bring Cheryl on, I want to tell you a little bit about the Purely Greens product before Cheryl elaborates. So the Purely Greens product, for me, it's an awesome, awesome product, because when I introduced myself tonight, I mentioned I get my child, my kid, my boy, my young adult male there that doesn't eat his vegetables. It's pizzas and McDonald's and all these things, you know their age, what they do. I can get him to have the vegetables, his vegetable requirement every single morning, and really he doesn't even know he's having it. So it contains 6 vegetables, including wheatgrass, celery, spinach, barley grass, kale, and baobab. Cheryl will elaborate on that, but it assists with removal of toxins and contributes to a healthy gut function. Again, we're going to elaborate on that. I'm just doing a little intro here. It comes in a capsule form. So the suggested usage for adults is 4 capsules daily, and children under 12, 2 capsules daily. And Cheryl will explain how that works too. So Cher, over to you. There's your first slide, and okay. I'll manage it from here.
Okay, firstly, anyone can do what I'm doing. I just took all the information from Dr. Trevor Bailey. I read up, I listened to what he had to say, and I just did an extra little research. So if I'm not around, we have the experts, and Trevor Bailey is the expert. I'm just doing a little extra on the expert. Remember, we are not experts. I look to the experts and then I elaborate. Okay, so that's just a disclaimer from Nick. So those superfoods, there are 5 groups. You get green superfoods, you get bee, you heard of bee pollen, you get herb superfoods, you get sea vegetables, and you get leafy superfoods. So tonight I see our super greens, they've got a combination of all the herby, the vegetable superfoods. And the first one we're going to do, if Nick's okay with that, we'll do each one in its own form as time goes by. But tonight, the kale. Kale it's supposed to be one of the healthiest green foods, and it belongs to the brassica family. So that's good, especially for female hormonal health. Kale is known, it's high in calcium, it's in vitamin K, and vitamin K is important because that the vitamin K2 that we get, you get mainly from pasteurized milk, you get it from cheese, you get it from animal foods, but you also get it from vegetables. And what vitamin K does, it takes the calcium out of the blood and into the bones where you need it. So if we're not eating lots of dairy, or we're not eating lots of meat or cheese, then we can get some vitamin K from our kale. It's also got, vitamin C and vitamin A. Also, Trevor, he cautions, he says, if you are taking if you're on medication, and if you're pregnant, high levels of vitamin A can be a bit of a danger, so be careful there. But other than that, for most people, they don't eat enough of the multiple nutrients that's found in a variety of vegetables. And the superfoods covers that. Another thing is with vegetables is that the more you eat, when your body's exposed to the sun, the vegetables creates nitric oxide, and it causes vasodilation. That means it opens the arterioles on the skin. And when the sun penetrates, what happens? Your vitamin D levels is raised. So that's probably why vegans can do what they do. They do amazing things. They're energetic to a point. So I would say they get 3/4 of the equation right. We still need DHA and we still need the other proteins. But as far as vegetables are concerned, it's very important to raise our vitamin D levels when we're out in the open. So that's why children are told, eat your veg, please eat your vegetables. And if you look in the Asian culture, they have no problem because they know how to prepare it. So what New Age has done is they've condensed it for us and they put it in a little bit of superfood. So that's kale. Can we move on to my special one? I did a little bit of research on baobab. I was corrected. I was saying baobab. And then Nick told me no. And I thought, he's right. A boa is, it's a snake, a boa constrictor. Okay, so it's baobab. And the tree is native to Africa, Madagascar, Arabia, and Australia. But the beauty of this tree, there's the tree. It's massive. It's huge. It's longevity, and it's a host and a home to animals, to the variety of animals. But it's also known for its amazing fruit, the baobab, the plant, the fruit from the tree. It looks almost like a cocoa. There's a picture of it. So what people do, they dehydrate it and they make it into a fine powder. And this powder, this is the beauty of the powder. I'm going to just read up something to you. Okay. The benefits of baobab powder. We have certain types of gut bacteria. They break down, and there are certain types that break down food and store it as fat, while other gut bacteria convert that food to energy. If these bacteria are not balanced, then the excess fat storage can contribute to weight gain. The prebiotic fiber in the baobab powder feeds the energy-burning bacteria, keeping a balance. Isn't that amazing? And this information was found in the 2013 clinical research at Oxford Brookes University in England. Sarah might know of that. Oxford Brookes University in England. Okay, also the baobab powder, it regulates blood sugar levels. That means it has a low glycemic index. This is good news for type 2 diabetes. It's high in polyphenols, but also when our bodies responds to carbohydrates, the effect on our blood sugar levels can have constant fluctuation, especially if we're not eating balanced diets, or we're eating a lot of junk, or we're eating on the run. I'm talking specifically modern day eating. Okay, so what they've discovered is that by adding baobab powder to your drinks or to take it every day, it can actually mitigate the effect of high glycemic index intake of foods with a high glycemic index. So for example, if you're going to eat a piece of white bread or a piece of chocolate or anything with a high sugary content, and you have this in your diet regularly, it can help to reduce that spike that normally comes with eating high energy foods. And that's very, very interesting because we've got it in our powder. Okay. The other thing with baobab, it's also an adaptogen. And we've heard about this word quite often. We've got it in our other brand, the ashwagandha. We've got that in our nighttime. So being an adaptogenic, it helps our body when we're feeling down or not enough cortisol. And when we're feeling too hyped up, it calms it down. Now, that's another beautiful aspect of the baobab powder. And again, we've got it in one of our other products, adaptogens, and we know that it works beautifully. It's been used for centuries in in ancient cultures. Okay. So where do we find the adaptogens? They're naturally occurring non-toxic substances. So ashwagandha and baobab, that's the two that I know of New Age has. We're probably going to get much more. With regards to the wheatgrass, I think I've got a picture. Wheatgrass, yeah, there we go. Barley grass and wheatgrass. So barley grass and wheatgrass are similar in their content, in their nutritional profile. Barley grass is a detoxifier, especially good for the liver. So is the alfalfa grass. These are your grasses, and they're very good for a gentle detoxing on the liver. Wheatgrass is again a very high nutritional profile, but a wheatgrass is best taken when it's freshly cut and juiced. But now we don't have a juicer and we don't have freshly cut wheatgrass. So what New Age has done, they've taken it's highly indigestible. You can't eat it, so it has to be juiced. But because we don't, in order for it to reach the mass market in a safe form and in a fresh form, New Age has made it into a fine powder. And that's wonderful because it's cost effective. We don't need a juicer with it. And we can take the powder on the run. Wherever we travel, we can take our wheatgrass powder with us, which is a wonderful way to take your greens with you. And then children, I heard Trevor talk about it. Kids under 12, I think, they can drink it, but children don't want to take tablets. It's difficult to get kids to swallow tablets. So what I do, my kids are grown, but what we can do is if you make them a yogurt drink or yogurt shake, I take 2 capsules and we empty it into the shake. And it is, because the taste is not overpowering, you can camouflage it for the little ones. For the adults, you can do the same. I told Nick, I make my wheatgrass shakes. I just put water in the glass, some slices of lemon, and I add the wheatgrass, the powders, to it. So even there, you can take up to 4. I think 4 would be the maximum. But if you're eating a healthy lifestyle and you are eating a lot of vegetables, which we more and more we are told to boost our immune system, and we all know we have to, then even then you may not have to take 4, you could take 2. So you'll get still the benefit and it will last a little bit longer. And the wheatgrass, barley grass, alfalfa sprouts, those are your grasses. They all have a cumulative effect of, and then spinach. Sorry, I forgot about spinach. Our spinach, because it's high in oxalic acid, you have to be careful if you've got a kidney problem. But more often than not, people who have got kidney problems will know it long before, and they will be cautioned by their doctors to watch the intake of anything that creates more acid in the body. And so spinach generally is cooked, and then it's easier digestible. But for the general person looking to improve their health, spinach powder is very good in that it also has, they call it organic iron. Now, we don't eat iron. We get iron in red meat. We get it mainly in red meat, beef. And because, people are trying to cut down on the amount of meat we are eating, you get iron in spinach. And that's why on our purity greens, you will see it can help with anemia. So it's especially for menstruating women and young girls. When you menstruate, you lose a lot of iron in your menstrual flow. And if you're not, if you're stressed out, if you're tired, then low iron levels can eventually lead to an anemic condition. And that's why the spinach powder can boost the iron. It's also easily digestible. What makes it even greater is these products together, the grasses and the spinach, they have a symbiotic effect. So when your liver's detoxed and your immune system's boosted, your iron levels, vitamin C is wonderful. When you're taking a multivitamin, it's always good to have a vitamin C with your iron because it helps the body to absorb the iron. And what have we got? Baobab powder, which is incredibly high in vitamin C. So I hope that's been of a little bit of help just on those few products that can cumulatively help us to feel better and to do better. And this research I've taken from, again, clinical nutrition research at Oxford Brookes University. I have to, that's where my information has come from, plus watching Trevor Bailey, and I'm sharing it here on IMPiLO.
Thank you, Cheryl.
So I hope that's been of interest.
Absolutely. Again, as always, very informative. I love the detail that you went into. And guys, I want to stress that the children under 12 to take 2 capsules only, not 4, 2. So again, you see this the synergy and how the products have been put together. They all work in tandem with each other, you know. So we don't have a kids product at the moment. So use this product to get extra interest in our products. Remember, kids under 12 can take 2 capsules. If they can't swallow the capsule, then they can just take the powder from the capsule and, like Cheryl said, mix it in their breakfast, and there you go. They have their recommended nutritional intake for the day. So I'm going to stop the share now and open the floor, if you want to call it that, to any questions. Any of you want to ask Cheryl, she'll be more than willing to answer them. Do we have any questions, concerns? Do you want to know anything? Cheryl's here before we close out. Let me see the
someone said beetroot's high. That's right, beetroot as well. Correct. But right now we're just focusing on the greens. Beetroot's the reds. We're getting there. And wine, of course. Yeah, that's true. Beetroot's very high in iron. Wonderful.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Cheryl, with regard to like kidneys and liver, because I know quite a lot of people that are struggling with like problems within their organs, like polyps. Is the giving greens or the living greens, is it going to help to like shift the problems, or is this that they need to really go down the medical route for this?
Well, if they've got polyps and they're probably under doctor's medication, you would be in treatments. So what the giving greens would do for them would basically aid as a detox. And that's all that it would do. It wouldn't really solve the problem, but it would mitigate the toxic load, which sometimes leads to polyps. And you know, there are different reasons. Yeah. And especially if women are menstruating, they can have ovarian polyps, but those can be reduced with medication, but also with diet. And again, as I've said earlier on, the more vegetables, the more your skin dilates, the more vitamin D you absorb. And what is your vitamin D? It's your immune booster par excellence. So immunity is not just, I get a cold, I'm okay, I'm going to get rid of the cold. Immunity means your innate immune system, that which is endogenous, which is meant to work. So when I pick up a pen, I don't have to wash my hands. My innate immunity does that for me, your T3 and T4 cells. And that's again the baobab tree. The vitamins, it's got zinc, potassium, and magnesium, which targets those, it's called T regulator cells in the thyroid. So it's a brilliant product within its cumulative effects of the different greens. And that's what I've just learned over the past few days. It's exciting for me and to share it. Yeah.
A woman of lots of knowledge.
No, just read. I read. Anyone can do it. Yeah.
So guys, on the price of the product.
Thanks, Deb. Okay.
On the price of the product, your brand partner price is 550 Rand. for a month's supply, right? There's 120 capsules in there for an adult. 4 a day, that's a month. For a under 12, for a kid, if you're going to give them 2 capsules a daily, you take the 550 and you divide by 2. So you stretch it out another month. So it's not a bad price. Retailing at $787, call it $790. So again, for under 12s, divide that, take it through to 2 months. So it's compared to the vegetables, if you're going to spend and buy everyday vegetables, it works out to cost effective, definitely.
Also, Nick, you know, you said vegetables, but these are specific vegetables or superfood greens.
Exactly.
They're not your, yeah. So it's actually really worth your money, because you would have to go, and I've seen it. They go to the organic stores and they've got little boxes of troughs with sprouted barley and sprouted wheat juice, but you have to get it fresh, juice it, and drink it. The package this way, it's saving us that trip, and you're getting it fresh. So it's not just your ordinary veg. Yeah.
Okay, guys, no more. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining tonight. I hope it was valuable. I hope we all learned something. Absolutely. So thank you, Cheryl, again. We appreciate
Welcome,
you.
Nick.
We appreciate you. And next month, Thursday, last Thursday of the month, we will advise you on what we're going to do. I can promise you Cheryl's going to come up with something. So have a good evening. Take care. Look after yourselves. And we'll see you guys on Monday night training. Good night, everyone.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Cheryl.